Hello, fancy meeting you here. Are you ready for some gut fill? Dun dun dun! Truth or dare? Hey everybody! Today I decided that I want to do something different than I've done in the past. I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately. I've been so sucked into YouTube lately, and it's been getting me really inspired. It's been making me want to do more with my channel because I've been making the same kind of videos over and over and over again. And I really want to try to make something new and different and have more fun with my channel. So today I'm going to be trying something new, which is a truth or dare video. Over these past few days I've asked you guys to send me truths and dares, and you guys came through. You really came through. You sent me so many truths and so many dares, mostly dares. Actually about 3 times as many dares were sent to me as truths, but you still sent me a ton of dares and a ton of truths. And I went through and I picked as many as I could that I was willing to do, and I'm really excited to make this video and do some truths and dares. The first dare is from Anonymous, and they said, "I dare you to be fancy AF in the video by wearing a dress and tights." Sorry, this dare was pretty lame. I just thought it would be funny to see someone dress fancy and do silly things. XD. I don't think your dare is lame. I think it's funny too to see someone dressed up doing silly things. So I accept your dare, Anonymous. Ta-da! I'm back and I am fancy AF. I've got tights on. I forgot to put on heels, but hopefully this is fancy AF enough to satisfy the dare. The next dare was also from Anonymous. Send a sexy text to one of your ex-boyfriends. I don't actually have any of my ex-boyfriends' numbers, and that's mostly because I lost all my contacts a few months ago and I never bothered to ask my ex-boyfriends for their numbers again because I didn't think I'd be needing them. But apparently I was wrong. I can't text a sexy text to any of my ex-boyfriends, but I do have one of my ex-boyfriends on Facebook still, so I could send a sexy Facebook message. Hopefully this counts for your dare, Anon. Hopefully this isn't too sexy. I don't know if this is appropriate to show on a YouTube video. I blocked out the name. There's the sexy message, so I don't know how he'll take that. I did this dare first so that hopefully by the end of the video he replies, if he ever replies. This truth is from Anonymous. Wow, Anonymous, you've been sending me so many messages today. What is the most uncomfortable thing you've ever walked in on? The first thing that came to my mind when I read that question wasn't actually me walking in on something, but someone walking in on me. Sophomore year of college, my roommate walked in on me mid-tampon insertion. It lasted maybe half a second before she slammed the door closed, but in that half a second, it was like slow motion, like mid-tampon insertion, her eyes locking onto mine. It was the longest half second of my life, but that doesn't really answer the question because the question was, what is the most uncomfortable thing I've ever walked in on? So I had to rack my brain a little bit more to try to think of if I had ever walked in on something uncomfortable when it hit me. I had just started dating a new person and I was hanging out at his house. We were just hanging out in his room after school, like playing video games. I think we were playing Devil May Cry. We were doing something fun and innocent. Nothing sexy, okay? We were just having a good time hanging out in his room. I have to go. I walk out of his bedroom door and I'm walking towards the front door to leave his house, when all of a sudden I realized I left something in his room. I forget what it was. Probably my phone or wallet or something. I left my blah blah blah. So I turned back around. This all happened in probably less than a minute. I turned back around and I opened his bedroom door, and I have not been gone for more than 40 seconds and he is already going to town, just sitting there masturbating on his couch. I had not left the room for more than 20 seconds, okay? I had just left, spun back around, and boom. So yeah. Erasing that image from my mind, the next dare is from Dan the Dan the Dan the Dan the Dan the Dan. Thank you, Dan the Dan the Dan the Dan the Dan. The dare is, I dare you and shadowjen to kiss. Alright, I'll do it. Jenny, come here. The next dare is from Anonymous, and it is, I dare you to down a shot glass of wasabi or sriracha. I hate wasabi, so I decided to go with the sriracha because I kind of like sriracha sometimes. If you've been to my drunk streams, then you know I can't down a shot of anything, so I don't know how I'm gonna down a shot of sriracha, but I'll try my best. How much do I have to fill it? Can I get away with filling it a quarter of the way? I've only filled it a teeny bit and I already know that this is past my limit. This is way past my limit, so we're going further past. We need to go deeper. This is as far as I'm willing to go. This is actually farther than I'm willing to go, but I've already filled it up this much, so we have no choice. The minion's blood, it calls to me. Okay, are you ready? The good part is I can edit out the hour that it takes me to build up the courage to actually down this. I'm gonna throw up. My tongue is like, I want to take my tongue out of my mouth. I don't. I'm sorry if it seems like I'm overreacting. I can't do it. I didn't drink the whole thing, but I can't do it, guys. I can't do the rest. I hope that still counts as doing the dare. The next truth was sent by Travis Higgsworth, and it is a popular video game everyone loves but you can't stand. Is it normal to salivate more after something spicy? I feel like my tongue won't stop salivating at a really fast rate. Ugh, if I can actually talk, I will tell you. Oh, I'm gonna throw up. I will tell you the game that I do not like, that is very popular, and it starts with an M. If I can get it out before I throw up, that would be amazing feat. Okay. I'm not throwing up, I'm just burping. That's okay. I'm like burping myself from the front right now. The game that I do not like, that is really popular, it starts with an M, it ends with a T, the middle part is Minecraft. It's Minecraft. This next dare also comes from Travis, and it is wear all of your clothes backwards and walk around backwards like it's normal. Travis, I accept your dare. I'm ready to go out in my backwards outfit. I have this lovely tank top on. I tried to pick a shirt that had an interesting back to it, so it actually kind of turns out looking like a new style. I got on my trusty high-waisted pants. These are my favorite pants. I wear them everywhere. But if you think the front looks funny, wait till you see the back. I'm sorry, I think my butt looks really funny in these when it's backwards. But yeah, I'm pretty much ready to go. And just in case it's cold out there, I'm gonna be bringing my trusty Twitch hoodie, and I'll be wearing that backwards as well. When will you ever be as fashion forward as me? So this is my outfit, everybody. And I'm gonna go queef on some people now. It's really hot and I can't get my jacket off. The zipper is stuck. Help! I finally freed myself. This next dare comes from Daily Dove, and she meant to do it anonymously, but she messed up. Her dare was, I dare you to vlog yourself walking in the middle of a crowd, crouch a little, and stay in a loud fashion. Ooh, I just queefed. The nicer dare. I dare you to vlog yourself walking into a pet store and yell, woo! Alright, Bree, I accept your dare. And not only do I accept your dare, I accept the meaner one. So let's go tell some people that I just queefed. Oh, I just queefed. That dare was actually way harder than I thought it would be. When I accepted the dare, I thought it was gonna be really easy, to be honest. I was just like, I'm never gonna see these people again, so it doesn't matter. All I have to do is say one little thing, and then it's over. Then I can run away and never see them again. Piece of cake, right? No, it was so hard. I spent so long, so much longer than I meant to at the grocery store trying to pull off the stair. I thought I was gonna be in and out and it was gonna be quick, but I swear I spent almost an hour pacing up and down the aisles just trying to work up the courage to actually do it. There's so many times where I would slowly walk by kind of a gaggle of people and like be like, do it, you need to do it, just say it, but it just wouldn't come out. It was like my body locked down. I had this physical fear response, this primal response where my heart was racing and I could barely breathe and my throat locked up like I couldn't talk, and I was like, oh my god, just say it. Why is my body reacting this way to me having to tell strangers that I just queefed? I actually walked up and down the emptier aisles and just kind of practiced like quietly to myself to build up to actually saying it. I can't believe I actually had to do this. It's really embarrassing. I was just walking up and down the aisles going, ooh, I just queefed, ooh, I just queefed, ooh, I just queefed. I was trying not to make eye contact with any of the people around me when I said it. I was just trying to detach myself from the situation, like just say it and then walk away. So I said it and I started running away without looking at anybody, but I couldn't help but notice this one old dude, he just snapped his neck to me. The second I said it, he was just like so scared. Like he was more scared than I was, and I was pretty scared. That was pretty much the only reaction I got. Everyone else kind of just like kept walking and didn't look at me, but that one old guy, he knew what he heard. I realized I really should have done that after I had done all my grocery shopping and found all the items I needed, because then after I'd finally done it and embarrassed myself in front of a ton of people about needing to queef, then I had to go around and sheepishly get all my items and avoid eye contact with all of them. And I ran into the old guy again twice when I was trying to get my stuff, so RIP me. The next truth is from Anonymous, and it is, which friend of your boyfriend are you most attracted to? I wouldn't go as far to say that I'm attracted to any of Jesse's friends because I'm only attracted to Jesse, but I think the most attractive of Jesse's friends is Anthony, which you guys probably don't even know who that is. If you've seen Siren Max in my stream, he's really cute, he's really nice, and he looks kind of like this. The next truth is from Anonymous also, and it is, what are 2 sexual fetishes that you have but haven't tried yet? I'm so sorry, it's gonna be the most boring answer ever, but I don't have any sexual fetishes. Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I can make something up that's really wild and that you guys would like. I have a microwave fetish. Anytime I hear those beep 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 sounds coming from it, microwave me up. I actually consider myself to be asexual because I don't have a sex drive. I don't like or want to do sexual things. So I'm sorry to say that like crosses out 10 of the truth questions I got. So if you ask me something about my sexual fantasies or things I like sexually, I'm sorry, I don't like anything sexually. I'm sorry if that's boring, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The next question is from BitDragon, and Brittany asked, most embarrassing moment on stream. And I think a lot of people are gonna expect me to say the time when I pooped my pants, but that's actually not the most embarrassing moment. That was actually not embarrassing at all, mostly because it was planned. I pretended to poop myself on stream because I thought it'd be funny. But the real most embarrassing moment I've had on stream, anytime where I've been like, oh yeah, I remember playing that game when I was like 12, and then somebody looks it up and they're like, Jen, that game came out 4 years ago. Oops, I was. And it's really embarrassing because I feel like it looks like I'm trying to be cool and like lie, like, yeah, I've been playing this game since I was 12. But I'm actually just really bad at my own life's chronology. Like, whenever I remember something from the past, I always underestimate how old I was. I always assume everything was longer ago than it actually was because everything feels really long ago. I don't know. I think I'm actually pretty lucky. I haven't had any serious embarrassing moments on stream, and I've been streaming for 3 years. I stream so much. I've probably streamed over 3,000 hours in my life. I've streamed from a lot of different places with a lot of different people, playing a lot of different games. I mean, I've streamed sober, I've streamed drunk, I've streamed for 24 hours straight, and nothing huge has really ever happened that I feel super embarrassed about, which I feel like is really lucky. I'm probably just forgetting something that happened. Hopefully that doesn't change anytime soon. The next stare comes from Anonymous, and they said, buy $250 worth of Overwatch loot boxes. Well, I guess I have to. The next dare comes from Nick Cauldron of Ramen, and he said, I dare you to make a mini music video for Yiff. If you don't know what Yiff is, it's a parody rap I made to Nicki Minaj's verse and only, except it's about furries. Lights, camera, action.
I never fucked a cat, I never fucked a snake. I'm a fur man, fuck's sake. If I did, I'd yiff with him and make him eat my tail like a fur cake. Check the litter box, I was just trained. I don't nuzzle nobody but my mate. Yeah, my persona has gold eyes and the fur is gray. Don't worry about if I was spayed. Worry about y'all furries, us great. These dogs are my sons, my teeth sore, no breaks. When I pounce in, tails down straight. I'm the alpha wolf, I don't fuck strays. Clopping like a pony on all fours is my idea of horseplay. Wolf 1, wolf 2, big ears, big paws 2. Run with them real puppies, so don't tell puppies what they paw to. Had to show foxes where the con is, Fur Nation where the blog is. These bitches couldn't cut me, even if they ran a groom biz.
The next truth comes from Anonymous, and it says, have you ever made a sex tape? No. The next dare comes from Chris, or King Quack as you may know him, and he said, so my dare is for you to use the baby voice for a bit. I believe people will be very interested in hearing it. Then, a day later, I got a mysterious anonymous message that said, baby voice, Jen. Baby voice. That's all that need be said. I wonder who could have sent it. I'm never doing this again, okay? This is the last time I will ever do the baby voice. Here we go. The next dare is from Anonymous, and it is, do your best splits. First off, I should probably say that I cannot do a split. I've never been able to do a split, but you know what? Maybe today will be the day. The next question I'm a fan of. The next question was sent to me by Anonymous. I'm a fan of your work, Anonymous. And the question is, what was the most embarrassing bowel movement incident you ever had? And where did it happen? I have a lot of bowel movement stories that I like to tell. If you watch my stream, you've probably heard a lot of them before because I talk about my bowel movements probably more than I should. I just have so much to say. I probably couldn't pick just one embarrassing moment. So I guess I'll just say that there was like a solid 4-year span of my life where I was severely constipated. Almost every single time that I pooped in a toilet, I would clog that toilet. Like, it was super rare for me to poop and not clog the toilet. My poops were absolutely ginormous. They're probably about the size of my arm. A lot of the time I would clog my toilet and I would be too lazy to unclog it, so I would just kind of leave it and like pee on top of it for a few weeks. So it just became this really gross clogged mess of poop and like weeks worth of pee. So that was like the usual state of my toilet. Whenever I had a new friend over and they went to use my bathroom, they were always horrified to see the state of my toilet, and that was kind of embarrassing. But my old friends are pretty desensitized to it. They knew to go use my siblings' toilet. When I was in the middle of telling that poop story, my camera died and it cut off part of what I had recorded, what I thought I had recorded. So I think it's a sign. I think it's a sign that fate doesn't want me to talk about my poop stories. By the way, while my camera was Trey replies my sexy message. Alright, the verdict is in. I don't think you liked it. I'm pretty sure I burned this bridge, so I'm sorry, Trey. This next dare was sent by Anonymous, but I think I know exactly who this was. Anonymous said, "For the truth or dare, I dare you to ponder how donkey produced children with a dragon." No. Thank you for that dare, Cecilia. And Mike said, "Chubby Bunny, that's my dare." Chubby Bunny is a game where you stuff marshmallows, jumbo marshmallows into your mouth one at a time, and after you put each marshmallow into your mouth, you say Chubby Bunny. And if you get to the point where you can't say Chubby Bunny anymore, you lose. If you have a prediction for how many marshmallows of this size you think I can fit in my mouth and still say Chubby Bunny, post it in the comments below now. And I'm serious, don't cheat, don't keep watching. Pause this video, scroll down, and make your prediction for how many marshmallows I'm gonna be able to fit in my mouth. My prediction is, I'm gonna go with 10. Chubby Bunny. If I had a phone call with someone at this point, I feel like they probably wouldn't notice anything was wrong. I think I could probably sound like a human still. Chubby Bunny. I went for the like prime real estate first. So now that each cheek is taken up by a marshmallow, I don't know where the rest of the marshmallows are gonna go. I didn't think this through. Maybe I can... Chubby Bunny. This is gonna look disgusting, I already know. Chubby Bunny. Chubby Bunny. This is getting gross really fast. Oh. Chubby Bunny. I'm so sorry, I couldn't do it. I couldn't get the 7th one in there. The next truth question was sent to me by Anonymous, and it says, have you ever been so embarrassed about something you've made or done that you destroyed it, hoping you would never see the light of day and that you would forget its existence? I usually try not to destroy things, even if I'm really embarrassed of them. I try to keep everything because I know that one day I'm gonna look back and be like, damn, I wish I had that, so me and my friends could all laugh about it now. But I do set a lot of my older YouTube videos to private, the ones that I'm embarrassed of. I think one of the only things that I was so embarrassed of that I deleted from existence entirely was I dated someone a while back who had kind of like a sexy secretary thing. I don't know if it was a full-on fetish or if it was a kink or what it was, but they really liked the whole sexy secretary thing. So I made them like a sexy video where I was role-playing as a secretary, and it was so god-awful. I'm so glad it no longer exists. At least I hope. Hopefully they deleted it like they said they did. My fingers are all sticky now. This next dare comes from Anonymous, and it says, eat a pie, an apple, or a corn on the cob in 15 seconds with your hands tied behind your back. Well, out of those selections, I choose pie because pie sounds the easiest and also sounds the most delicious. It's really good. Jesse, you want help? Oh shit. That was more like 20 seconds, but I'm proud of myself. I think I made a pretty good dent in the pie. The final truth of the night came from Anonymous, and it is one of your embarrassing moments. I have a lot of embarrassing moments. This is one of my most, it has to be up there in like my top 10 most embarrassing moments because it stuck with me this long. This happened when I was 11. That is 11 years ago. That's 11 years ago, and it's still like one of the first things that comes to my mind when I think of embarrassing moments. That is how much it stuck with me. That is how much of an effect this event had on me. So when I was pretty much born, I had a friend who lived next door named Katie, and we were really close when we were super young. We grew up together, we did everything together. And then when we got to elementary school, we were a grade apart, so we kind of grew apart a little bit, especially when she left for middle school. And this happened actually right when she left for middle school and I was going into 5th grade. So we had kind of, you know, gone our separate ways a little bit. We didn't really talk anymore, but our parents were still very good friends, and they had this great idea. I don't know if it was my mom's idea or her mom's idea, but either way, they decided that we should get together, me and Katie, and talk about our developing bodies, because apparently we needed to do that. I don't know. Now that's all well and good, except for the fact that I hadn't started developing yet. I was 100% like baby fetus. No boobs, nothing. No signs of puberty anywhere. But that didn't matter apparently. Katie's mom brought her over to my house and they basically made us go into my room and they were like, just talk about it, you know? Talk about what's going on with your bodies. And then they left us there. So it was really awkward. Katie took control of the conversation. She was talking about bras and how bras were uncomfortable and things like that. I was kind of just being like, yeah. Later in the conversation, I just couldn't do it anymore and I felt so uncomfortable, so I decided to come clean. And I was like, Katie, I'm actually not developing. I don't have boobs. I've never worn a bra. I don't relate to any of this stuff you're talking about. And she just looked so betrayed and disgusted by me. She was like, why would you just sit here and have this whole conversation with me if you don't even have boobs? She made me feel like I was a horrible person. She made me feel like the scum of the earth for agreeing and trying to get through this conversation where I felt so uncomfortable. I apologized and she was like, okay, there's no point in me being here. There's no point in us continuing this conversation if you haven't even started developing and you're just gonna lie about it, so I'm gonna go home. Katie and her mom are both walking out the door, and as they're walking towards our front door to leave, I'm chewing bubble gum. I was really into blowing bubbles back then. I'm chewing bubble gum and I blow the biggest bubble, one of the biggest bubbles I've ever blown, and I was so proud of it. And I wanted to show Katie, so I was like, Katie, look! And right when I opened my mouth to say, Katie, look, the gum fell out of my mouth and stuck directly onto my nipple. This happens in slow motion in my mind. Like, the gum is falling right as Katie's head is turning to look at me. And when she looks at me, I'm just sitting there with a giant bubblegum boob stuck to my chest, like, Katie, look! She gave me the most disgusted look I have seen to this day. I didn't actually talk to her again for about 4 more years after that. And I don't really talk to her anymore to this day, so, you know, if I had to pinpoint one point in our friendship where it all fell apart, I would say it was that moment where her head was turning and my gum was falling down to my chest. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up so I know to keep doing videos like this. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down and I'll try to do other kinds of videos. And thank you so much for sending truths and dares. There were plenty more good ones besides the ones I did, and Maybe if I do another one, I'll do some more of those. I'll see you at the stream tomorrow. Bye everybody.